What's good? What's good?
Power on. Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected.
What's good? What's good? It's a whole wonderful, a beautiful Saturday morning. Coming from you in Miami. As you can see by my caption, like it's self-explanatory. You can only be fed lies if you accept it. And me, I'm the type of person, if I'm set on a topic that's not right, I'm gonna like not bash the person, but we're gonna hold people accountable to what they do and how they use their power. Let's go everybody listen to this topic. Let's go to non-disclosure. Everything on this channel is being used for educational purposes, and all commentaries. All right, so we're gonna listen to this elect Joe Biden. So he talking about with his first conference. He did.
Please sit down. Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon. Before I take questions, I want to give you a progress report to the nation on where we stand 65 days into office here, on vaccinations and a few other top priorities for the American people. First, on vaccinations. On December 8th, I indicated that I
They edited that part out.
hope to get 100 million shots in people's arms in my first 100 days. We met that goal last week by day 58, 42 days ahead of schedule. Now today I'm setting a second goal, and that is we will, by my 100th day in office, have administered 200 million shots in people's arms.
Now you have to ask yourself, why is this so important for him to get this agenda done within the time that he needs it done? Then fool me once, you can't fool me twice. Fool me again, shame on me. Why is this so important? Control. more control, and also monitoring, and also more controlling. That's what this shit about. To see who listens. I'm a free thinker, so people like me and others like me can't fit in a society like this because we don't fall. We can't fall for everything and anything. No, we cannot. Let's continue.
Right, 200 million shots in 100 days. I know it's ambitious, twice our original goal, but no other country in the world has even come close, not even close to what we were doing. I believe we can do it. And today, we made a historic investment in reaching the hardest hit and the most vulnerable communities, the highest risk communities, as a consequence of the virus, by investing an additional $10 billion in being able to reach them.
Who are the hardest hit in the communities? In these communities he's talking about? I guess he's talking about us black people. Why are we the hardest hit? I don't know. I mean, okay, people died, but they probably died from something else, right? But to keep up the agenda, I feel like personally they actually like mark that as they got sick off of that thing, which they got to keep up their agenda. I ain't keeping my foot off their neck. You feel me? So everybody could go off topic and talk about other things in the world. This is dealing with our livelihood and our future. So I'm not finna get off topic. I can't get off topic. I would listen to every word, everything that come out of these people's mouth. And it's not beneficial to none of us.
I also set a goal before I took office of getting a majority of schools in K through 8 fully open in the first 100 days. Now, thanks to the enormous amount of work done by our administration, educators, parents, local, state education officials, and leaders, recent Department of Education survey shows that nearly half of the K through 8 schools are open now full-time, 5 days a week for in-person learning. Not yet a majority, but we're really close, and I believe in the 35 days left to go, we'll meet that goal as well. As of yesterday, more than 100 million payments of $1,400 have gone into people's bank accounts. That's real money in people's pockets, bringing relief.
You know what trillions is. You could have coughed up a little bit more, homeboy. A little bit more. Like 4 bands. You could have coughed up a little bit more. Oh, gee, I wonder where the rest of the money is going. To their private homes. To their private islands. I need me a private island. I need me one. They got private island, private homes, vacation homes. What the hell do they do to make all this money, dog? I'm still wondering.
Instantly, almost. And millions more will be getting their money very soon. One final note. Since we passed the American Rescue Plan, we're starting to
Oh,
see
Joe
new
Biden.
signs of hope
I'm on
in our
live.
economy. Since it was passed, a majority of economic forecasters have significantly increased their projections on the economic growth that's
So?
going to take place this year. They're now projecting it will exceed 6%, 6% growth in GDP. And just this morning, we learned the number of people filing for weekly unemployment insurance fell by nearly 100,000 persons. It's the first time in a year the number has fallen below the pre-pandemic high. So there are still too many Americans out of work, too many families hurting, and they still have a lot of work to do. But I can say to you, the American people, help is here and hope is on the way. Now I'll be happy to
The only person that can help you is yourself. If you look towards someone else to help you, they're gonna help you all right. They're gonna help you into a brick wall or down the nigga hole.
take your questions. Zeke, Associated Press.
Thank you, Mr. President. You mentioned your progress on COVID-19. I'd like to ask you about some of the other issues facing your presidency. One of the defining challenges you face in the coming months is how to deliver on your promise to Americans on issues like immigration reform, gun control, voting rights, climate change. All of those right now are facing stiff, united opposition from Republicans on Capitol Hill. How far are you willing to go to achieve those promises that you made to the American people?
Well, I'm good. Look, when I took office,
And I notice he doesn't have a double mask on his face or anything like that, putting these people in danger, if it is such a thing as the V, you know.
I decided that it was a fairly basic, simple proposition.
I guess he found out it's hard to talk with a mask on your face.
That is, I got elected to solve problems. And the most urgent problem facing the American people, I stated from the outset, was COVID-19 and the economic dislocation for millions and millions of Americans. And so that's why I put all my focus in the beginning. There are a lot of problems, but all my focus on dealing with those particular problems.
And my man's got to look down and read what the typewriter done wrote up from, or his writer done wrote from. Like I said, only lies could be sold to fools. Really is like probably all goes downhill from here, folks. And he must have been president that long. Imagine the other stuff to come.
And the other problems we're talking about, from immigration to guns and the other things you mentioned, are long-term problems. They've been around a long time. And
especially the guns. Once they know everybody's like armed to disarmed, that's when they could come and, you know, enforce things on people. Like the communist country, you know, like you can't do nothing without their say so. Can't make a certain amount of money unless they say so, you know, unless they're getting the cut.
what we're going to be able to do, God willing, is now
That boy said, God willing.
begin one at a time to focus on those as well. And whether it's immigration,
God don't bless mess. God don't bless mess.
or guns, or a number of other problems that face the country. But the fundamental problem is getting people some peace of mind so they can go to bed at night and not stare at the ceiling wondering whether they lost their health insurance, whether they're going to lose a family member, whether they're going to be in a position where they're going to lose their home because they can't pay their mortgage, or the millions of people are going to get thrown out of their homes because of the inability.
That's exactly the plan. That's what he's trying to accomplish. And all the new people that's coming in, from Mexico, they gonna take them houses that the people got kicked out of. It's all common sense. Displacing people to move another type of people in, that'll work for cheap,
to pay the rent. So we're going to move on these one at a time, try to do as many simultaneously as we can, but that's the reason why I focused as I have. And here's the deal. I think my Republican colleagues are going to have to determine whether or not we want to work together, or they'll decide that the way in which they want to proceed is to just decide to divide the country, continue the politics of division. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to move forward and take these things as they come.
Both sides are not here to reunite each side. It's like grown baby adults that don't know what to do. They don't have no chill day because they got to feel important.
Follow up, Mr. President. Can your presidency be a success if you can't make progress on those four challenges: climate change, immigration reform, gun control, voting rights?
First of all, you can't change the weather. You can't control the weather. You failed on that. That's automatically you failed. No matter what you do. Climate change, you can't change nothing. It's going to happen.
Well, I plan on making progress on all of them, but that's going to be for the American people to decide. I think, I doubt whether, maybe you did, maybe others did. I thought, many of you thought there was no possibility of my getting the plan I got passed without any Republican votes. Pretty big deal. Got passed. Growing the economy. People's lives are changing. So let's see what happens. All I know, I've been hired to solve problems, not create division.
That's exactly the plan.
Okay. How about Yamiche?
Thanks so much, Mr. President. You've said over and over again that.
And it's so stupid how these people damn, boy. Nigga, we all breathing the same goddamn air. If y'all in the room together, there's no need for people to be 6 feet apart from each other. We're in the same goddamn room. We breathe it up. Lord, please help these people, man. When you lie straight, man. Lie right. Don't lie. Make it look realistic. God damn it. You're gonna put people 6 feet apart and make it look. And everybody got like 2 masks or a mask on their face. Hey, you like it? I love it. Y'all look stupid as hell. It's easier to break down this shit. Yes, I like my wine in the morning. I don't drink coffee. I work out. Have a blunt and some wine for my treat. Let's get back to listening to this foolery.
Immigrants shouldn't come to this
I don't know. I'm chill. I'm laid back. My channel might not be, you know, the talk shit channel, the make noise channel. I might look hype on my music videos, but I'm chill as fuck. I'm laid back.
Right now, this is the time to come. That message is not being received. Instead, the perception of you that got you elected as a moral, decent man is the reason why a lot of immigrants are coming to this country and entrusting you with unaccompanied minors. How do you resolve that tension?
He was like a moral, decent man. They raised us to think all white men is moral, decent men. And our black ass looks like criminals. That's what I was taught in school.
And how are you choosing which families
There's a black woman saying this. They told her to say this.
stay and which can go, given the fact that even though with Title 42, there are some families that are staying? And is there a timeline for when we won't be seeing these overcrowded facilities run by CPD?
They coached her to say this. I was coached once before too. Yes.
When it comes to unaccompanied minors.
Well, look, I guess I should be flattered. People are coming because I'm the nice guy. That's the reason why it's happening. That I'm a decent man, or however it's phrased. That that's why they're coming, because no, Biden's a good guy. Truth of the matter is, nothing has changed.
A good guy who sniff little girls, sniff on people.
As many people came, 28% increase in children
Allegedly.
at the border in my administration, 31% in the last year in 2019 before the pandemic in the Trump administration. It happens every single solitary year. There is a significant increase in the number of people coming to the
Femi said, gee, man, shit.
border in the winter months of January, February, March. It happens every year. In addition to that, there is and by the way, does anybody suggest that there was a 31% increase under Trump because he was a nice guy and he was doing good things at the border? That's not the reason they're coming.
Man, gas prices going up. I don't know. Since you got it, man, I don't know. Y'all better think about that. He gonna hit you with this, but you ain't looking at this. That's what he gonna hit you right here. This. And when you hit your pockets, all that money that they throwing out allegedly is going right back. Once them gas prices go up, back to 2008, my nigga.
The reason they're coming is that it's the time they can travel with the least likelihood of dying on the way because of the heat in the desert, number one. Number two, they're coming because of the circumstances in country.
No. The reason they're coming is because somebody is telling them go to the US because they letting niggas in. Word them out, man. You trapping. You know how this shit go.
Country. The way to deal with this problem, and I started to deal with it back when I was United States Vice President,
Senator, Vice President, which one?
Together a bipartisan plan of over $700 million to do with the root causes of why people are leaving. What did Trump do? He eliminated that funding. He didn't use it. He didn't do it. And in addition to that, what he did, he dismantled all the elements that exist to deal with what has been a problem and has been continued to be a problem for a long time. He, in fact, shut down the number of beds available. He did not fund HHS to get children out of those border patrol facilities where they should not be and not supposed to be more than a few days, a little while.
Mind you, there's kids still in there right now under his administration. But you're going to point the finger at the next man.
He dismantled all of that. So what we're doing now is attempting to rebuild.
And all these children have no parents around them. So I wonder what y'all gonna do with them. Do like little boys, little hot dogs.
Rebuild a system that can accommodate what is happening today. And I'd like to think it's because I'm a nice guy, but it's not. It's because of what's happened every year. Let me say one other thing.
Got that right.
If you take a look at the number of people who are coming, the vast majority, the overwhelming majority of people coming to the
Now you're trying to play on your emotions. Like, you feel me? He's trying to give you a vision. Like they coming from far, they walking. Who the hell told these people to goddamn leave their homes and make their way this way? That's the question you gotta ask. Is a nigga in the middle of the street pointing this way? Like, hey man, freedom over here.
border crossing are being sent back. Are being sent back. Thousands, tens of thousands of people who are over 18 years of age and single people, one at a time coming, have been sent back, sent home. We're sending back the vast majority of the families.
Where you gonna put these people? So if that land over there is getting emptied, and those are here is getting full, and you already got people here. Oh, this is another Columbus thing, man. Oh, they discovered it, so we got to get up out of here, bro. I don't know where y'all like. They gonna look side to side, like I don't know where y'all gonna go, but y'all gotta clear it. That's what's going on right now.
Coming. We're trying to work out now with Mexico their willingness to take more of those families back, but that's what's happening. They're not getting across the border. And those who are coming across the border who are unaccompanied children, we're moving rapidly to try to put in place what was dismantled, as I said. For example, of all the children who are coming across the border, over 70% are either 16 or 17 years old. We're not talking about people ripping babies from mother's arms or little 3-year-olds standing on the border. Less than, I think it's 1.5% fall in the category of the very young. So what we're doing is we're providing for the space, again, to be able to get these kids out of the Border Patrol facilities, which no child, no one should be in any longer than 72 hours. And today, I went to, for example, I used all the resources available to me, went to the defense.
Don't get me wrong. It's not right for them to be held where they at. I don't know why they're being held and what's the complications of sending them back or going back to their livelihoods so they could do it all over again. But it's something deeper. Like it's more deeper than that. Like without the people, you won't have the funding for that program, whatever you got going on. And if I'm correct, majority of those people don't get seen or found again. I don't know. That shit crazy. You got a group of people trying to make their way here. Now not only they got to worry about sex traffickers, they got to worry about niggas killing them, robbing them. Now they got to worry about U.S. people holding them. Why are you holding these people? I don't know. Shit crazy. Shit wow.
Defense Department, and the Secretary of Defense has just made available Fort Bliss, 5,000 beds. Be immediately available, 5,000 beds in the Texas border. So we're building back up the capacity that should have been maintained and built upon, that Trump dismantled. It's going to take time. And the other thing we're doing,
There you go. You pointing the finger over here now. You know, get your eyes off me now. Don't worry about me. Still pointing fingers over here.
might add, am I giving you too long an answer? Because if you don't want the detail, no. But I mean, I don't know how much detail you want.
Nigga, they wrote that shit down. That nigga gave a whole. Or you speaking through an earpiece. They speaking to his ear. You listen to it. They say, just repeat these words. Remember these words.
Maybe I'll stop there and continue.
My follow-up question is, one, if you could talk a little bit about which families, why they're being allowed to stay, what the families that are being allowed to stay, why they're being allowed to stay. And in addition to that, when it comes to the filibuster, which is what Zeke was asking about, there's immigration is a big issue, of course, when it related to the filibuster, but there's also Republicans who are passing bill after bill trying to restrict voting rights. Chuck Schumer is calling it an existential threat to democracy. Why not back a filibuster rule that at least gets around issues including voting rights or immigration? Jim Clyburn, someone, of course, who you know very well, has backed the idea of a filibuster rule when it comes to civil rights and voting rights.
Well, look, I'm going to.
How about freedom of speech rights? Where a nigga can say anything he want and don't get crucified for that bitch. Or people don't be so sensitive to the topics that one brings up. That's what we need to have. But we're going to the other side where people be so sensitive. It's just facts over feelings.
Deal with all of those problems. The question is the priorities as they come and land on my plate. Let's go to the first question you asked. The first of the second questions you asked. And that is, what about dealing with families? Why are not some not going back? Because Mexico is refusing to take them back. They're saying they won't take them back, not all of them. We're in negotiations with the president of Mexico. I think we're going to see that change. They should all be going back. All be going back. The only people we're not going to let sitting there on the other side of the Rio Grande by themselves with no help are children.
They want to take them back, then let them go. Let them niggas go about their business. On the other side. Let them go on the other side. And let them go about their business.
And what we're doing there, and it's an important point to understand. I know you understand.
It be too much politicking, man. They don't get straight to the point. It be too politicking too much.
I don't mean to say it that way. Important point to focus on. The vast majority of people under the age of 18
Got
come to the United
Fiji this
States
year.
come with a telephone number on a wristband, or come with a telephone number in their pocket in the United States. A mother, a father, close relative, a grandmama or grandpa. What was happening before is it's taking literally weeks and weeks and maybe even months before anybody pick up the phone and call to see if there really was someone there. Well, we've set up a system
I
now.
almost think this nigga answered the question again. Oh shit, this nigga got me lost.
Where within 24 hours there's a phone call made as that child crosses the border. And then a verification system being put in place as of today to determine quickly whether or not that is a trafficker being called or that is actually a mom, a dad, and or a close relative. They're establishing that right off the bat. If it in fact is mom or dad, dad says, to take the extreme case, I got a birth certificate. Then guess what? We're getting that kid directly to that parent immediately. And so that's going to reduce significantly. There's two ways to reduce child populations in circumstances that are not acceptable, like being held at a Border Patrol station. One is to get them to the place where they have a relative and set a date as to when the hearing can be held. The second way to do it is put them in.
See, that'd be too much politicking. That's the relative. Let them go. That's it. You gotta set up this date, that date, just for y'all to get paid, man. Just for y'all to say y'all had some type of paperwork or some lame shit, man.
A health and human services facility.
That's just my
We're
opinion.
occupying now both licensed beds around the country that exist, as well as, for example, federal resources like Fort Bliss.
Don't judge me, so you shall be judged.
Safely in a place where they can be taken care of while their fate is determined. Filibuster. Fulfill filibuster. With regard to the filibuster, I believe we should go back to a position of the filibuster that existed just when I came to the United States Senate 120 years ago.
To the point, I don't give a fuck about this shit. This shit boring as fuck. I got a short attention span on this shit. Very short attention span. This shit's stupid. You only could be fed lies, bro. Only if somewhere like in your mind you like resonate with that facade. Just all bullshit going down in America. And these organized shootings where what happens in supermarkets, nobody just wakes up. I could be wrong, but nobody just like, I'm gonna go shoot a whole supermarket up. Nigga, that's just suspicious as hell. Then y'all got a mandate that want to control guns and shit. My nigga. If motherfucker can't see through that fog, man, this fog they laying down, or you just living your regular life. If you can't see through this fog, Lord help you. Or you just think everything's all right and people like me just talking some crazy shit, or if I'm not in the into tooting your horn, nigga. God made all of us in a very special individual way to deliver that one message, which is do unto others as you want unto you. I'm gonna keep saying that shit. Cause all this shit here don't make no sense. Niggas be getting up on here, creating a whole nother world for themselves on some crazy shit. I'm starting to think likes is like, it's like smoking weed. It's like not much weed. My bad for even put weed in that category. Likes are like smoking cigarettes. You just need that hit. That hit. You just need one more hit. You just need that hit. $29, $30, whatever comes in that box, nigga, you smoking that shit. So every time don't come on here lying. Don't come on here flogging. Don't come on here thinking that no one could like see your dirt or whatever. Man, everybody got receipts on everybody. You feel me? So it's like, if you are who you are, you are who you are. No one can and make anything up and bash your name, especially if you ain't like affiliated with it. Now, if you affiliated with it, it's gonna be hard to like bend from the truth. Because a lie can't stand up next to a truth. It can't. A lie can't stand up next to a truth. So, and I feel sorry for. I've had to say a prayer for Derek Jackson. Lord, I want you to put your hand over Derek Jackson, Lord. I want you to go into his ear, Lord. And no, I need you to tell Derek Jackson all that bullshit he was just stacking up for himself from all those months, Lord. All those shits are just sprinkling on his head. And I want him to learn from this experience, Lord. Don't get too big for your bridges, Lord. Amen. That just concludes my night. I just had to come back, do my little live shit early in the morning. I'll probably be back 12 o'clock. Pick up where I left off. Because I haven't been doing videos. I have been dealing with other business inquiries. And then, taking care of things. But I'll be back with more commentary of what's to come, But I am the Silver Surfer, Visa Slim, and this is Visa Vision. So holler back at y'all later, and don't fall for bullshit or lies. Always be you at all times. No need to creating a mask that somebody gonna pull off your face. If it's you, it's you. If it ain't you, don't act like it's you. Because somebody is around the corner ready to expose. Like I said, lies can't stand next to truth. So if a motherfucker lie on you, it ain't gonna stand up. Because it's a lie. And with a lie, you gotta add to another lie, and another lie, and another lie. Then another lie, then another lie, and so forth. There's no truth that comes out of a lie. That's why I don't stand next to it. So, me saying that, keep it on at all times. Don't get lost in this YouTube world. Don't get lost in these earthly bounds. Keep it 100. This is my chill Saturday morning, and wherever you are right now on this beautiful planet, make the best of what you have, and remember not to use your power for evil. Love and light, my G's. I'm your chill, laid back host, Visa, the Silver Surfer Slim. Over and out, my G's.